The best exercise that I recommend, hands down, if you want to flatten and pull in the tummy like a corset, at the same time as strengthen your back and protect your back from pain in the future, it's the plank. But here's the issue. A lot of times when first starting the plank, you either have to put a lot of pressure on your wrists, pressure on your knees, or you feel it in your low back. So today we are going to modify and do the real beginner plank, or at least one version of them. For this workout, you'll need a pillow and you'll need to know this one tip. Many times those exercises that you're supposed to do on your knees, you're not actually supposed to do them on your knees at all. You see, I hope you can't tell that I haven't shaved my legs, by the way. You see the knee, this part here, when compressed, it compresses the patellar tendon down and it actually causes a lot of knee pain. When you do exercises on your knee, at least the way I'm going to show you today, I want you to focus on placing the amount of your weight right here on the top of your knee. When you do that, you no longer get that knee compression. You no longer have knee pain when you're doing these exercises, and you can focus on form. Specifically today, focusing on plank form, both side and front. These exercises are going to flatten your tummy, pull you in like a corset, at the same time as they strengthen your back and prevent you from back pain in the future. You ready? Okay, so here we go. We're getting ready for the plank. And just as I mentioned, you are never, ever going to place the weight on your patella, on this part of the knee. You will always place the weight of your body on the front of the knee here. And just to be on the safe side, we're also going to use a pillow. So we're going to do this one on the ground. That way you're also not using the wrists. You're going to perfect your form for your shoulders and work your arms in directly. So come on forward, just like this. We're going to start lying down. That way you can place the pillow so that it is going to land right on the top of that knee, right on the very, very top here. See, the knee can bend and straighten and not compress the kneecap. That is the part that you want to make sure is on the ground here. So once you're on the ground there, make sure the elbow is underneath the shoulder, looking from side to side, palm flat on the ground, and you're going to do that with both sides. So now that you're here, a lot of times, if you haven't been exercising the back at all, or if you've got back issues, you might feel some compression in the low back. That's okay as long as it's not pain, but we want to release that pressure. The way you release it is by squeezing your tush. You're going to squeeze your tush as hard as you can. Whoever thought that the plank could also be a tush exercise, am I right? You're going to squeeze the tush as hard as you can. Then take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift up. Notice once again, I can bend and straighten my legs. That's how I know that I am not touching my kneecap. There should be no touching of the kneecap. I'm on the front of my thighs. Deep inhale, lift it up here so you're completely lifted up. You're holding yourself up as much as you can. Deep inhale and exhale. Those arms are equal to shoulder. And your neck is long. So when in this position for the first time, people say they feel it in their shoulders, and that's usually because they start to arch up. You want a long neck. Pull your shoulders down your back. Deep inhale and exhale. The second you feel this in the low back, you're going to stop. But then you're gonna come back up again and come back with me. Continue to do it when you feel ready. We're gonna hold this here. Let's focus on one more thing. Pretend you have a string in the middle of your back, right here. It is pulling you up towards the sky. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. See, once again, I'm still bending my legs. That shows me that I'm not on the knee. If you cannot bend your knees, if you cannot bend up, then you're probably compressing your kneecap. Deep inhale and exhale. And release. Okay, we're not done yet. Come over to the side here. This time I'm gonna move the pillow. I'm gonna place it underneath my forearm, just like this. Once again, I'm checking in to make sure the elbow is right underneath the forearm. Shoulders are rolled back. A lot of times doing a side plank at first is difficult, so what we're gonna do is pop up. These are my favorite. Knees stay together, heels stay together, and your knees are just slightly in front of the hip. If you need to, take your hand, you're gonna place it on the ground here. Then lifting from the hip as though you've got a string right here, you're lifting up, knees stay together, and down again. If you need to readjust or shake it out, do so, and then come back up. Elbow underneath the shoulder, roll the shoulders back. You will feel this in the shoulder as well because you're strengthening all of those stabilizer muscles in the shoulder. Just make sure you're rolled way back, knees stay together, heels stay together, hand on the ground if you need to, and lift up and down. Let's do that again. And up and down. Over time, you can place your hand on your hip. But what I really want you to focus in on is that the knees are together. Notice how there's no thigh gap. I wouldn't have a thigh gap anyways, but the knees stay together, the heels stay together, and every single time you come up, then you come back down in between. Give yourself that second of rest, and if that pillow is moving like it is for me, then give yourself that second of adjustment to lift it up and then back down again. That's it. Most important part again, knees together and your heels are together. And then one more thing, long neck. I know, so many things to think about, right? Long neck for this one, up and down. You're really working those obliques. You're pulling in those hourglass abs, those side abs, and really strengthening the low back at the same time as well. You're giving yourself some time in between each one of these repetitions to really get the idea of form at the same time as you strengthen. So it's not just a hold up with this exercise. Let's do one more on this side. That's it. So how many of you feel this in your neck? Do you feel this in your neck? Give me a yes if you do below. A lot of times what happens is it's usually because the neck is tight that you get that neck pain in here. Your shoulders are rising. So before we go into the other side, let's silence these. So bring your ear to your shoulder, long arm on the opposite side, reaching down towards the ground, shoulders rolled back, and then gently pull on the head and bring it down. Ooh, I feel that huge stretch on the side. Do you feel that too? This is great to do in between with the other side. One, it gives you also a little bit of time off, but two, it starts to stretch this area. When you stretch before you do a strength exercise, it silences that area. It's almost like it turns it off for a little while. That's what we want to do. You don't want to work the top of your neck when you're doing these exercises. We're focusing on the core today. Okay, let's do the other side. Other hand comes way out, ear to shoulder. Notice how I'm still straight, and then gently pull on the neck. Arm reaches out, just like that. One side you might feel more than the other, probably the side that was just worked from that side plank. Perfect, love it. Okay, and release. All right, let's do that other side. Okay, your knees are gonna come together again, just in front of the hip. Heels come together and your elbow is underneath your shoulder, hand comes down. Are you ready? If you need to, your hand can come to the ground here just to hold yourself there. The knees stay together, you're popping up and then back down again. That's it. Pop up, knees together, heels together, elbow under shoulder, and back down again. And lift. So if your hand is down on the ground, great. Just make sure that your shoulders are still rolled back and down when you do this. So many times I see people starting to lean forward as they're doing this, and that changes every single one of the muscles that you're using. You're working more of the chest when you do that, and you're not focusing in on those abs. So while it is still an exercise, we want to keep this ab exercise today. So up and down. Giving yourself that little hop in between. Knees stay together. Did you see that? My knee tried to move on that one. Keep those knees together. Keep those heels together. Excellent, and back down. Let's keep on going. So if that shoulder starts to rise or you feel it in the shoulder, readjust, realign, especially because there's a pillow there, because we're on the ground. Sometimes it might move just because that is what's happening with the cushion of the pillow. That's it. Up and down. Let's do two more. That's it. And if you're getting better and better, your hand can come up. And final one. Perfect, and back down. All right, let's do another neck stretch. Crossing the legs, coming back into center. Deep inhale and exhale, ear to shoulder. Bring that hand out, reach it out. Feel your neck pull back Nice stretch. Let's change the angle. When you change the angle, you get into different areas of the neck as well. Bring your chin to your shoulder, diagonal. Then gently pull on the head. That's it. With the side plank, sometimes you'll feel it with ear to shoulder, sometimes chin to shoulder, sometimes both, depending on how tight you are. That's it. It's the number one area that tends to get tight when we do these side planks and planks. It can aggravate this area if we don't stretch and silent it in between. Let's do the other side. Down, ear to shoulder. Pull the arm down. That's it. Deep inhale and exhale. One side's always easier than the other, don't you think? This is my easier side. The other one is the one I feel it in. Perfect. And release. Okay, if that's your first time ever doing that form of beginner plank and side plank, just do it once. See how it feels tomorrow or the next day and let me know in the comments below. If you've been doing planks a while, you can do up to 3 sets. Okay, let me know how it goes. I cannot wait to hear. Bye! For more motivational fitness and nutrition tips to make 50 and beyond the healthiest and most vibrant years of your life, visit AliciaJonesHealthyLiving.com. And if you're just getting back into fitness and weight loss over 50, then check out my Feeling Out of Shape workout. It is the perfect place to start. See you soon. Bye.